welcome to the Going Great Guns podcast with me, myself, Guna Gospel, Guna Ant, and my partner in crime.
That'll be me. I'm at Armchair Guna, JT Guna, present, sir.
Give us a follow, like, subscribe.
You know where we are.
Email us, tweet us, send us a message.
We're even on Instagram, anywhere.
Yeah,
we're all over social media. Come and find us.
Come comment, like, subscribe, join us, man.
Come and chat. Come and chat shizzle with two Gooners.
That's it.
You don't even have to be an Arsenal supporter. Just come and talk to us, please. Anyone, talk to us,
mate. Yes. All right. Whoa. Let's start it. Let's start it where we started. Really, I think we talk about we had a massive dip in form. Yeah,
huge.
Massive
relegation
dip in form.
Threatened.
This is it. Yeah, we were mixing it with the relegation boys. Do you know what I mean? Sitting in 15th for quite a while.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I think because the league's been so bad. Because the league's been so bad, it hasn't been that bad for us.
It hasn't, because you're absolutely spot on. Like I was mentioning the other day, like everyone laughed at our results. We got a Tonkin by Villa. We drew with Southampton. I mean, all right, Burnley was a bit of a real low point for me. But then you look at Liverpool, who were by far still the best team in the league. They got tonked by Villa. They got beaten by Southampton. You know, this league at the moment is still so bonkers. Like I say, we were in a proper. If it had been any other club, we'd have been looking genuinely at a relegation dogfight. 3 wins on the bounce, and suddenly we're looking. You know, we're 9 points off second or third. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. This league.
This is it. 3 points behind Chelsea. I thought I'd chuck that one in.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah. And what is it? 6 points off top four.
Yeah.
Like, it's madness. It's madness. John.
Honestly, I mean, I sent a little tweet out the other day when we beat West Brom. It's like we're relegation threatened Arsenal and 9 points behind Premier League November winners Tottenham, because according to everyone, Tottenham won the league in November, so I don't even know why we're still playing. Do you know what I mean? I thought they had it all sewn up.
They've got the league. They've got it sewn up. Jose Mourinho's there.
Yeah, putting white and blue ribbons on it, and it's like, oh, hang on a minute, we forgot about all the other lot. I mean, look at United.
And this is it. I was just about to go on to that and say that you've got all these United fans that are talking about we're joint first. You're second. Yeah, you're second. If the league ends today, you're second.
It's like last night. Are they saying they were joint semi-finalists last night as well? Do you know what I mean? They lost it. Do you know? It's not. I don't get it. It's only joint first if absolutely everything is level, and goal difference, goals scored, goals against, all that. As long as that, then you can say, right, we're joint first. It's like when we won the title in '89. We weren't joint first with Liverpool. We beat them because we scored more goals. That's literally what it came down to. But we were still top. Yeah, it's how it works.
That is how it works. Yeah. The mathematics says it differently.
They don't give it a title for. You have it for 3 months, and then we'll have it for 3 months. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. So how were you feeling when all of that madness was happening? Were you feeling Arteta out? The job's too big for him? Because you get them thoughts. I had a few of them thoughts. I won't lie. I'm Arteta in, and I haven't deviated from that. But I did start thinking, is the job too big for him?
Yeah.
How are you feeling about it, John?
Well, our last podcast, we both said that we're not going to start clamouring for the manager out. We're not like that as Gooners are. The pair of us are really. We don't do that. We don't go down that road. Yeah. But you do have to think. Well, maybe it is still too big for him. And look, yes, we've won 3 games on the trot. One of them was against, and I've got a Chelsea fan who's saying that they're a terrible Chelsea side at the moment. But the other 2 games were games where, in that run in December, we would have lost. We would have lost Brighton or drawn it. We managed to snatch the 1-0 win. And then the West Brom game, you could just see the confidence flooding back. So I think the problem with Arteta is, I'm not an Arteta out, But I was thinking, genuinely what I was thinking was maybe he needs some help. Maybe could he get someone in to help him go through this period? Because he's having to learn everything about management on the job at the biggest
job, yeah.
One of the biggest jobs in football. You know?
Yeah. Tough job.
Yeah,
we're
he's
tough,
genuinely got to
fans.
get time. He's genuinely got, because a lot of their squad as well really is still. It's not even Unai Emery's squad. It's still a lot of it is Wenger's.
Arsenal, yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%. 100%.
And yes, we all love winning the FA Cup, but maybe it did buy him a little. What the lucky thing, it probably did buy him a little bit of time when we were going through that rough period.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
But I actually think that what he's done is he's turned it around a bit, but by changing his tactics. I mean, we again before Christmas we put a pod out and we were saying, didn't we? We said just give the kids a chance.
Yeah.
And
that was the name of the
That was the name of the pod, wasn't it?
Yeah. Give the kids a chance, man, because they've come in and they've stepped up. Before we go on to the kids, I wanted to just a small little segment on how Aubameyang is doing.
Yeah.
And what he looks like to you, because I know a lot of Arsenal fans, we're all split on it. And they're talking about his body language is no good. We've got another Mesut Ozil on our hands.
Yeah.
We've paid him the money and now he don't look interested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm again on a pod that we did. I think it was the one again. Give kids a chance. One. I was saying then about and you could really see this in the game against Burnley. Is the strikers are making the runs. Actually, even against Brighton, the strikers are making the runs. Like Aubameyang was still making the runs, but he wasn't getting found. The midfield weren't passing to him. The ball over the top from Tierney wasn't coming to him. And I just think in the end, I think there was a bit of him that turned around and went, "Oh, what am I doing this for?" You know, it's a shrug in the shoulders.
Yeah,
because it's like, why do I keep making a run if you're not going to pass me the ball?
Yeah.
So I don't think there's another Ozil situation there. I think he's still willing to put the effort in. I think the captaincy is too heavy for him, if I'm honest. Because I don't think he needs that, and I don't think he's the type of player that can inspire those around him when he's in a bit of a run of bad form himself.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't. I genuinely don't have a problem. If I was watching him, even like with Lacazette had a bit of an attitude problem, I think, but he's turned that around as well. And of course, goals help. But with Aubameyang, for me personally, I think you can still see he's desperate to score a goal. And I think that's part of the problem. He's trying too hard. Right, he used to say, when you try too hard, it don't come because you're snatching at it. You're not relaxed. You don't open your body up or whatever. How about you then? What's your thoughts on how do you see him going?
For me, to be fair, I think I agree with a lot of what you're saying. He wants the goal. He definitely wants it. He wants to sort of get back on the score sheet. He wants to still be the hero. Yeah. I don't think he's taken the money and sort of run in a certain way. I think he's on a bad run of form.
Yeah.
That's the reality. I think he's just on a bad run of form. And I think he gets a couple goals. People are saying one goal, it will start flooding. I think he needs probably a couple.
Yeah.
One after the other. And then I think it will start flowing again and being more natural because he's snatching at it. And I didn't think Aubameyang was a confidence player. I thought he's just a player that can score in sort of bad spells and stuff. But obviously he's lacking a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
He needs something to come off of his chin, off of his shoulder.
Just something to bubble in. Yeah, definitely, man.
Just go in, or a few penalties even. Do you know what I mean? Just something to get him flowing.
Just get that ball hitting the back of the net again, innit?
Yeah. But I'm still Aubameyang through and through, mate. And what you said about the captaincy, we've spoke about this before. I don't think he's an ideal captain, but he's a great player. Don't take that wrong. He's a great player, but for me, not an ideal captain.
No.
But yeah, we move, man. We move.
Yeah.
On to the kids.
Yeah.
Who's impressed you most?
Well, do you know what? And apart, I'm going to call him a kid. Kieran Tierney obviously stands right out there, and obviously Saka. But for me, the difference especially in the West Brom game.
Difference maker.
And this is what we were saying before. It's Emil Death Row. He's just
Death Row.
he's everything that we were missing when we were, like I say, I'm an Ozil apologist. And I always said that it didn't matter what was going on, Ozil would have made our side better because he passed the ball forward. Once you suddenly had Emil Smith Rowe and Saka and Tierney on the other side running at people and going forward, that's why Lacazette's come good, man, because he's suddenly getting in the box and there's balls pinging around the box. Before, even Xhaka, which game was it? Xhaka hit a first-time pass over the top to Saka, and we scored a goal against West Brom. It's like, before, he would have gone backwards or sideways or whatever, but suddenly he knows he's got the out ball.
He can see movers in front of him.
Yeah, because they're willing to do the running. That's the other thing.
I'm looking at Saka and Smith Rowe. That link-up just looks bad.
Yeah.
I think that link-up looks so sick. Yeah. Because the way they move the ball so quickly, Smith Rowe will ping it into Saka. Saka will control it and ping it straight back to Smith Rowe. It's like... Come on, let's go.
I think that comes from, I don't know about you, but the fact they grew up playing at Hale End together in our youth academy, so they've got a bit of a history of each other. They know where they and they trust each other. They know that Smith Rowe knows that if he pings the ball to Saka, A, he knows he's going to be able to control it, and B, he knows he's probably going to get it back. Because I tell you what happened when Willian came on against West Brom, suddenly Xhaka was trying to pass it to him all the time. So you started to see Smith Rowe was fading in confidence, and that's probably why he got hooked, because he wasn't getting the ball again anymore. They were going to the more experienced. Whereas the young lads, what I would like to have seen or I would still like to see as well, is either Reece Nelson or Maitland Niles come on and have three of our young lads that have grown up together, because they were just... Like they're telepath. It's almost like the Ashley Cole, Henry, Perez thing. They were just moving the ball amongst each other.
Telepathic. It's like they could read each other's minds.
Yeah.
It's mad because, and it's like they understand that we're urgent.
Yeah.
We need to be urgent.
That's what we've missed, isn't it?
What's happening. Not that sort of, let's pass backwards and let's see if we can come through the left.
Yeah, they're trying to draw them out more.
What? Let's come back. Let's see if we can come. These boys are like, do you know what? These little gaps. You'll just find.
I'm going to try and squeeze. I want to be the main guy. I want to be the fella that they're singing my name on the back of my shirt. That's what they want, isn't it?
Yeah. How about we just find these little gaps and ping through it, rather than taking forever to work out a space and, we'll go backwards and then we'll try and come through the right. It's not happening there. We'll come. These boys are like, no fear.
Don't want it.
If I lose it, I lose it. But
I'll work my backside off to get it back, or hopefully my guys behind me have got it.
And then we go again. Yeah. And they've been a breath of fresh air, man.
Definitely. And I think, to be fair, what I was saying before about Aubameyang making his runs and whatnot, I think Arteta has changed the system a bit more to go more like a flat four, like almost like a 4-3-2-1 almost, a bit more fluid in the front, but steady at the back again. And that's made a big difference. That has made a big difference to the middle of the park. And so your Smith Rowe and your Sakas, and who else have got the freedom to move around? Okay, no, at least there's going to be two fullbacks and a centre back covering. And yes, it was only. I mean, that result was only against West Brom, but the Chelsea game, we looked so much better. We looked more like we were on it against Chelsea.
Yeah.
But then against Brighton, it was almost like, right, we've beaten Chelsea. Let's not lose now. So there's almost like a fear going on. But now they won that game, and then that took them right. We've won 2 on the trot now. Let's relax, and the boys can come out and play. And
this is it. And the funny thing is, when the West Brom game came up, I think 90% of Gooners, I can't speak for you, but I think 90% of Gooners probably thought that game was going to be a nip and tuck. Do you know what I mean? West Brom game. No one thought we were going to ruin them. Not in that way. I mean, yes, they're poor, but because, like you say, we had our own run of form, and Sam Allardyce has got this thing in his head where he's always managed to get one over us. But I was looking at, literally just before we came on air, I was looking at stats. He's played 35 games and he's won 8 of them or something. He hasn't won a great deal of games against us, but he's got it in his head that he can always beat Arsenal. He just used to kick our players off the park. That's what I was expecting on Saturday. I was expecting
like 9 men behind the ball from West Brom and come and break us down, but they didn't, or they might have done. But we played through them, didn't we? That was the thing. I think they were set up to do that, but we were just too good for them on that day.
Well, this is it. And you know what? I don't even know if they actually did set up like that, because when the first whistle went off, I remember sitting there with my missus and I was like, shit, they've come out to play. We're going to rip them apart. Do you know what I mean? I actually felt that way from the first whistle, because when I saw them sort of getting onto the ball and coming forward, because usually, obviously, they'd kick the ball up the field and say, all right, you lot have it, and try and break us down. They weren't even doing that. They were trying to play. And I thought, all right, you're coming out to play, really? With our quality. Okay, perfect. Because I think it would have been a harder game if they did set up to defend.
So I wonder if, I wonder if then, if Allardyce has thought, oh, Arsenal are for the taking, we're going to go at them. So I wonder if he's thought that for a change.
That's what I think, because if you saw Allardyce in the first few minutes, the way he was shouting at his players to move, to start like putting tackles, get in there. Do you know what I mean? And I think they would have had a better chance, like I said before, if they did set up for us to break them down. I still think we would have won the game,
but it wouldn't have been a rout.
Not as convincingly. I don't want to take anything away from our performance, because our performance was great.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was great. But I think it was a beautiful performance, man. And we haven't seen Arsenal since.
It was just that sort of, that's what we've been waiting for, isn't it? We've been waiting for that, pinging the ball around, moving the ball around, and just being much more, because we said it before, again, one of our earlier pods, we were saying about how everything is, like, we'll get a corner, and within 3 touches, we're back at our goalkeeper again. Well, like you were saying before, that these guys want to go for the win and go for the attack. And it's just felt like this has been a little while coming. And maybe it was Arteta was giving. I think we'll probably come on to this in a bit later on, but maybe he was giving certain players a bit of rope to hang themselves with.
Freedom, go.
So it was like your Willians or your David Luiz's. Maybe he's turned around to it he's trying to say, like, you can have a part of the cup, but he knows in his head that they're not good enough, and so he's making them. He's showing them up to them when they're not there, and we play a game like that. Maybe that was it. Maybe it's like his way of forcing them out.
Mate, I am hoping so. You know, I don't want to see Luiz back in there. I mean, in the form that sort of Holding's showing. I know Holding's probably not a better centre back than Luiz is, but the form Holding's showing, he deserves to be in there until he makes.
This is the thing that I had with Martinez in goal, right? I was so gutted that we sold him, not because he was going to be a world-class goalkeeper or anything like that, but he earned his place. Yes, Leno got injured, but Martinelli, I mean, we lost a couple of games in the league towards the end of the season. Martinez, lost a couple of games towards the end of the season. But this season should have started with Martinez in goal, Leno trying to work his place back in, man. It shouldn't have been, right, you go because Leno's fit. And that's what, like you're just saying there, Holding has earned his place now. You've got to try and be better than him to get your shirt back.
Yeah. 100%, mate. 100%.
And I think that's part of the problem with some of the players. Lacazette, save, right? He's suddenly playing with a smile on his face. He's scoring goals, because I think there's a bit of I'm going to get dropped here because these boys like Nketiah or Saka or whoever is going to come in and nick my place. That might be a bit of the problem with Aubameyang. Maybe he hasn't got anyone challenging him for his place, so he's like, maybe he has got a little bit of that about him.
Yeah.
But then you got, like I say, got Martinelli's back and fit. What a difference he's made. And we were saying, weren't we, beforehand?
100%.
I was getting. I don't know about you. I was getting worried that we were building him up too much in our mind because he wasn't there. You know, people say you become an amazing player when you're not available, but he's in the ground and he's changed the way we play instantly. He's like, bang, here we go. I'm going to run at you.
This is it.
I'm going to run, and even if I haven't got the ball and you've got it, I'm going to run at you to get the ball.
100%. Like, that energy was missed.
That's what it was missing, yeah.
I think it's sort of, a lot of people have sort of hailed up the the main boys, the standard sort of, Emil Smith Rowe, Saka. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
These boys have done really well, but do you know what? Martinelli came back for that game. What was it, Chelsea?
He came back for Chelsea, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, came back for that Chelsea game, and everything changed.
Instantly.
The energy levels, he took it up at least 2. Do you know what I mean? It took it up a bit more, and once one person starts running like that, the other person starts running like that.
I was just going to say that, literally, innit? Because it almost shamed people into, oh, that's what we got to do. He's running his nuts off. We're just plodding around.
This is it. And go on.
No, go on. What was you going to say? Go on.
I was just going to say, I'm going to go back, but I'm going to say about Sanchez.
Yeah.
Sanchez used to be that way. Do you know what I mean? He'd run and run and run and run. And it got us running a bit. And then after a while, it became just Sanchez running. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want it to become like that. You know?
Mate, you've nailed it again. You've absolutely nailed it again. Yeah. I hadn't thought of it that way, but you're right. When Sanchez came in, everyone was like, whoa, look at this. What a great player. He scored that goal against Man City at the Emirates in his first season. It was whoa, hang on, we've got a player here. And then, like you say, I think after a while, rather than running to keep up with him, everyone looked around and went, well, if he's doing all the running, I'll just walk past the ball to him and let him do the running. And you might be right. So we can't let. And I think we keep putting all this pressure on these boys now, but Smith Rowe, Saka, they won't allow that. They want to do the running as well, don't they? They want to be there and go, yeah. Well, I want to be up like he is.
And that's why I think Arteta should stick with the youth.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean? You've got experience in there. You've got Lacazette. You've got Aubameyang. Yeah. You've got a few experienced heads in there. Even Rob Holding's a bit of an experienced head.
He's won 2 cups, hasn't he? Oh, no, he didn't play in the FA Cup last year, but, he's won an FA Cup against Chelsea. He's got...
You know, like, we've got a few experienced heads in there.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, even the young boy, Kieran Tierney's got a bit of experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't take it for granted that these boys have a bit of experience. Like, it doesn't matter that Luiz has been to... he's won all of this and that and this and that. Have him in the dressing room. Have him if Rob Holding's off form or if we have to put him in. I think we go with the team that, you know what I mean, are playing best.
Because,
you know,
I mean, there could be something said for the fact that, you know, like experience, I keep doing this today, but experience might hold them back. They might go, oh, if I go too far forward, like, one of David Luiz's experiences was losing a World Cup semi-final to Germany. 7-1, 7-0, something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, you know, yes, experience is great. A, you can only ever get experience by playing the game anyway. And B, like, Emil Smith Rowe, you don't need experience to be attacking footballers. You just go with it and run with the energy. And you become experienced that way. And let the guys, like you say, your older fellas, even your Granit Xhakas and whatnot, let them be the experienced heads. But even they're making mistakes, so let the boys go out there and run and try it. You know, and gain the experience that way. They're not gonna do any worse than the players who've already got out, are they?
Exactly, and I think as well, Rob Holding is a sort of player as well that he needs to play games.
Yes,
because. If you notice, when he has a run of games, he gets better.
He gets better, doesn't he? Yeah.
When you take him out of the squad and put him in for FA Cup game here and the Carling Cup there, and okay, David Luiz is injured, let's throw him in for one game here. Oh, he's had a red card. Chuck him in for... And then we're sort of judging him on that. And we're like, he's not good enough. Give him a clear run of games and let's find out how good he is.
Because remember, under Emery... he was one of our best players. He was in that run when we were winning games. We were on that 13-game unbeaten run or whatever it was. He was a solid. And then he got injured, and that's when we started to go. And then he couldn't get back. You're absolutely right. It's like he needs to roll into the position. He needs to get up to speed again, doesn't he?
Yeah. And listen, it might even work out that it's Pablo Mari. What do you think about that? Pablo Mari and Gabriel as a partnership. I know they're two left-footed players, and it makes it a bit odd.
Yeah,
they do, but we always see two right-footed centre-backs.
Majority you see two right-footed, don't you? Definitely, yeah. What worries me is was Gabriel the problem at the back? Because we all love him. He's a great player, but since he's been out for those 3 games, we've picked up 3 wins. And I'm like, yeah.
Is it?
And as we just said, you know, who do you drop? Because
Yeah.
Pablo Mari's come in and done well. You don't want to drop Holdings. Who do you? And so then, do you drop and go into a 3 at the back with Bellerin and Tierney playing at wing backs rather than out and out fullback? And then lose someone in the middle.
Gabriel.
You know?
Yeah, we don't want to lose someone in the middle.
No.
Because guess who's coming back?
Oh, do you know? I was going to say him a bit. I was going to say I was going to mention the P word earlier on. We're going to have a party like it's 2020. He's coming back, mate. And
I cannot wait.
Till honestly, because
the boys.
We that's literally. I think that if we keep the young lads up front. And we just drop either Xhaka or El Neni, because that's part of the problem. We've got 2 really defensive-minded midfielders there. Yes. You swap one of those for Partey, he's going to start knocking balls forward because that's what he wants to do, or he's going to be driving through the middle, Vieira style, and it will change our formation. It will change our pattern again because they'll know that they've got someone there that's going to be looking for playing that ball or that ball.
Yes.
I'm just so gutted we rushed him back against Spurs.
Yes, that was... I think it was partially Arteta's fault, partially our fault, and a bit of his fault.
But yeah,
because apparently he was getting at Arteta that I want to play, I'm ready,
I'm ready. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
we were calling for it, weren't we?
Yeah, we were like, oh, why not just let him play? He's ready to play. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then if we didn't play him, I'm sure... if Arteta didn't play him, I'm sure the fans would have got onto Arteta's back.
Yeah, and that would have been one of the reasons why he didn't. It would have been, why didn't we? That's why we didn't win. We didn't play our best side or whatever, you know.
Yes, and Partey was on the bench, and if he's good enough for the bench, he should be good enough. You know, the typical bollocks. But do you know what I want to ask you actually? Because it's sort of segued into what is your best 11?
Best 11.
Yes, for Arsenal right now. Leno in goal,
obviously, because we just don't know about Matt Macey, and that Runarsson doesn't look. Do you know what I mean? He looks dodgy.
Well, Matt Macey's just gone on loan, hasn't he, to Hibernian? Yeah.
So we're struggling there now, really. Once we lose Leno, we are going to struggle, I think. There. So then it's got to be. It's tricky because I don't know about you. I'm pretty sure I know where you lie, but I'm one of the few Gooners that actually doesn't mind Hector Bellerin. Right?
Yeah.
I think he's an all right player, but I think he's lost his pace. I would probably stick AMN there. I'd probably go Maitland-Niles at right back with
Maitland-Niles right.
I would go with Gabriel and Holding at the back and Tierney left back.
Yeah.
Actually 4, 3 across the mid. I'd probably. He's probably going to play 4-3-3, so I would imagine you'd have my 3 there would be probably El Neni, weirdly enough, instead of Xhaka, and then Partey next to him, and then Emile Smith-Rowe just in front. So it's sort of 4-2-1. And then I'd have Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Saka up front as a 3.
Yeah. I like that. The only thing I think I'll agree with all of that. The only thing I'd change is probably El Neni for Ceballos. I think I'll have El Neni for Ceballos.
I can see that Ceballos is a decent player. Do you know what? The reason he didn't even register is because I don't think of him as one of our players.
He's a loanee, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's a loanee. It's difficult because Ceballos, Xhaka, El Neni are sort of not the same player because they all play differently, but they are sort of the same level. In player, do you know what I mean?
Not one of them has got that sort of superstar spark about them, have they?
No. And they can all fall in and out of games. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes they're really good, sometimes they're really poor. But for my 11, like I said, I agree with you, man. I think I just flip out El Neni and put in Ceballos, mate.
And the only reason I went with El Neni this time really was because he's done all right since he's come back under Arteta. But what I'd really like to see there is that there must be. I don't think Joe Willock or, like I say, I wouldn't mind seeing Reece Nelson on the side, but I just don't think they would fit into that role at the moment.
No.
But I would like to see. I'd have them. I would definitely have Reece Nelson on the bench. I think he's earned his chance to have a shot at the game. I'd have him. I'd have him there, definitely around the squad.
Yeah, because all the youngsters, they're all having their shots. They're taking their opportunities. I thought Joe Willock was more ready than he's showing.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because I was a big fan of Joe. Do you know what I mean? But it feels like he holds the ball so long and doesn't release it. I don't get it. He does it every time. He runs into good positions. Release, mate.
one of my followers on Twitter calls him Joe Wazzock. He just doesn't seem to know what to do with the ball.
He's a Wazzock. This is a problem.
And I think, I just think that's come from years of being, or not so much years, but especially under Emery. I don't think they were told to ping the ball around. I think if it had been under Wenger still, they would have been much more fluid, because that was what it was all about, was a pass, wasn't it? And I think now that they've had the Emery, and now Arteta's a real mix between the two, I think. So I think it's just the way, I just think Joe Willock would do well in a side like Rob Holding if he's given time, because I think he would adapt to however that side of playing plays.
So I think he probably needs a loan spell.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He probably needs a loan spell to play week in, week out, get to grips with it all, because the problem is we've got them youngsters, Smith Rowe, Saka, we spoke about this earlier, the way they like to give and go.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Joe Willock like to give and go? Do you know what I mean? Why do you just want to hold on to the ball and run through about 4 players before you want to give the ball? And then you give it a bit short.
Because by the time you've done that as well, everyone else is looking around going, I don't know who's going to pass it. Should we move? Should we what? Talking about on loan period, actually, that moves quite nicely into my other one. And talking about our best 11, William Saliba.
Yes.
Now he's gone on loan to Nice, and he's gone straight into their starting lineup, right? Where do you stand on William Saliba? Because I know I'll caveat that with I know we haven't seen enough of him play.
Yeah.
So
I think do you know what? Yeah, I know the fan base is split. Yeah, 50-50 on this. For me, I think it's the right decision not to have him in the squad.
Right.
And I know that a lot of fans don't agree with that. But I think for a centre-back, you have to have a lot more experience than being sort of an 18, 19-year-old. And I get Fofana's gone into Leicester and smashed it up.
Yeah.
But that's not the case for a lot of centre-backs. Do you know what I mean?
Wenger used to say, didn't he? He used to say that it's easier for you to make mistakes up front as a kid than it is at the back.
At the back. And I think once you start making too many mistakes at the back, I think it sticks with you. Yeah. I think that happens to centre-backs. And then they turn...
Look at Philip Senderos.
Look at Philip. We say that, but he bloody played at AC Milan as well.
He was really well sought after Senderos, and then Drogba turned up, smashed him all over the place, and he went, "No, I'm not having that."
Don't get me wrong, he was terrible. He was. I think it's more about the protection of Saliba, but the fans just want to see him so badly because we paid so much money for him.
Big money for him.
And Arteta, I'll go with Arteta in this, because he said he got injured in his sort of first season. He only had a breakthrough season, and then we bought him. It wasn't a thing where he played for 2-3 seasons and we bought him.
Established.
He had a breakthrough season, and we paid a lot of money for him. And after that, all the Arsenal fans are like, "Well, he must be in the team then." And I think it's one of them sort of things. He's a centre-back. He needs an actual... After your breakthrough season, have another season, and then you might be ready to be in and around the squad. And that doesn't take away from the fact Arteta did mess up. And he should have put him in for like Carling Cup games.
I think so. Yeah, and he had Europa. Apparently, there were rumours flying around as well that he had. They forgot to register him for the Europa League. They thought they had registered him, but had forgotten to do it.
Ah.
And then obviously there's the stories about it, about his
Where
mum.
you stand on it though?
His mum or whatever dying, but
passing away.
Yeah. Personally, for me, I think the loan move absolutely spot on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have loaned him back to France though.
No.
I would have seen him go. I would have preferred to see him go into a lower level English team, maybe not too far down, but like in the Championship somewhere,
like a Brentford.
Like Brentford would be amazing for him, to be honest.
Yeah.
Where it will learn the lingo still. He'll get involved in the team spirit. He'll know and understand and appreciate. And even in the Championship, you as a centre half, you work hard. You're getting kicked and all that. The old because you get the journeyman strikers that are down there. They'll be giving you the elbows, little digs, all that sort, and you'll learn the game quicker. And I don't think you'll get that in France, where he'll feel comfortable again, which is fine and great, and that will help him. But I think he needs to embed himself into English football, like you were saying about him having 2 seasons in France or 3 seasons and establishing himself. Come and have a go down Arsene Wenger gave Jackie Wilshere to Bolton, didn't he, when he was young?
Yes, I remember that.
Him up, and that's part of what they did it for, was to get him used to getting kicks and stuff in the lower leagues.
Yeah,
and I genuinely think Saliba would have, as a player, benefited more from going down the leagues in England for a bit.
100%, I agree with that, because I think, and I say Brentford because I think of like a high possession team, a team that sort of plays sort of like us. Do you know what I mean? Has a lot of the ball.
Yeah.
But not as good. Do you know
not
what
in a relegation dogfight, you don't want that. You don't want him getting smashed every week and thinking,
this is awful.
Because he's doing that near the first team anyway.
I was gonna say a bit similar to us, but at least give him that good feeling of sort of a strong team, a team, like I said, that likes possession, a team that likes to pass the ball about, just like we do at Arsenal, and it make him feel a bit like
and somewhere where the dressing room's probably up and lively and bubbly as well,
Yes. 100%.
Yeah, I really do hope he comes through, because, like you say, I mean, 27 million could actually be a bit of a snip for him. Do you know what I mean? So, and I would love to see him form a partnership at the heart of our defence, but he's got to get his head right, to be fair. And before that happens,
I think we panicked, didn't it? I think as fans, everyone's panicking. Like we're all like, wait, we've paid all this money. He's back now. He's ready. He must be ready. But if you look at it, reality, he's 19. He's just turned 19. He's just lost his mum.
Yeah, living in a different
he's just
country.
Turned 19. Yeah, he's a centre back as well. Like I said, and like you said, it's much easier to make mistakes at the top than it is at the back. Yeah. You start fucking leaking goals and it turns 5-6-0 and it's all your fault.
You're the one they're looking at, isn't it?
You're the one they're looking at. I don't see many centre backs and goalkeepers come back from stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to sort of wrap them in cotton wool a bit.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. A little bit. Like, because it's one of them sort of things, man. Yeah. Give him a bit of confidence before we knock him down and bring him back to Arsenal.
Build him up a little bit before
he starts.
And that's the thing, especially nowadays. I mean, like back in the day, back before social media, players could get, like Tony Adams, for instance, looking at an Arsenal way, he got the Eeyore chance because someone called him a donkey on the back page of the press. But he would only get that in and around football grounds, away games. But nowadays, if that would have happened now, it'd have been crucified on Twitter,
everywhere,
Instagram. It'd be getting. If he scored a goal at both ends, he'd be getting death threats. People get death threats now for having a bad game of football. And
this is it.
If Saliba would have got turned inside out by Harry Kane in the North London derby, having just lost his mum, living in a different country, it'd been like, I ain't having it. I'm gone. Do you know what I mean? I can't deal with this.
And we don't want to. And if, let's say, Arteta's looked at it and seen that his sort of frame of mind isn't as strong, do you know what I mean? And he's a bit, I don't want to say anything bad about him, but he's a bit weak-minded in a way.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah? Or he's, I don't know. You don't want to sort of just throw him to the lions.
No.
You know what I mean? And just say, deal with it.
And that's the thing, as
because you're a
fans, we've
man
got to
now.
realise, well, we don't see him day in, day out. Mikel Arteta's looking at him thinking, there's something not right
He's
there.
not ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not ready, mate. So, yeah, that's my sort of stance with that Saliba thing, man.
Yeah. Definitely want to keep. I think we're both the same. We want to keep him in the club, but we recognise that he's got to go out on loan and get some game time back in, isn't he? He's got to get some. Yeah.
At least one full season after his breakthrough season.
Yeah.
You know, because we wouldn't be sort of as livid. Well, we haven't been as livid with Smith Rowe, have we? He's 20 now. He's been around the squad for the last 3 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People haven't kicked off and said, "Oh, Smith Rowe, why hasn't he been in the squad in 2018? We met him in 2017 or whatever." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I mean, he had one season on loan, but he went abroad, didn't he? And I think that's weird. This is where it becomes weird. I do think that there is a time to go abroad for English players. I think it's a really good idea to go abroad and go on loan there,
learn
to learn
different
a different
cultures.
style of football.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Different style of football. It rounds you as a person as well.
Yeah,
as a player.
That's what I always say about our international side. We're so used to being told that the Premier League's the best in the world, and none of our players go off and go and play anywhere else. Whereas all the other teams that are getting better than us around us, the French, the Germans, hardly any of their top players play in their own league. They go and play elsewhere, don't they?
Yeah. They travel. They get about.
Look at that's why my Kieran Trippier, he went off and is playing in Spain. I don't like him. He's an ex-Spurs player, but at least he's had the balls to go out and do it.
The opportunity,
yeah.
So what? As for centre mid, attacking mid, CAM.
Yeah.
Who are you thinking will be ideal for us to bring in, or do you think don't bring in anyone? We've got Emil Smith Rowe.
So this all depends on whether Ozil does get moved on this winter window. I've got a feeling that there's a lot of talk that he's going to Fenerbahce.
It's looking likely. It's looking likely.
So I think if he does go, we will go for that Hassam Ouar, who was looking at it. Apparently that was a genuine. We were about to do it, but because the Thomas Partey deal took so long to get through, and Stan Kroenke had to actually take the money out of his own account to do it. To pay up his full release clause. That's why that one slipped through. So I've got so I imagine they will go for that Ouar, but I don't. Emil Smith Rowe is going to get there. It's going to be but we do need a second one. I don't know if maybe again, like say Joe Willock or Reece Nelson or any other young lads that are going to play in that area could do that role as well. So you do need two. You do need two in that position.
What do you think about that Norwich guy?
Linked Buendia or something.
Emil Buendia.
I've got to say, I'm going to hold my hands up. I don't know enough about him. I haven't seen him play.
This is it. I've seen him play a few times. Well, when they were in the Premier League last season, but I don't know enough about him. But apparently, from all the talk, he creates a lot of chances. He was one of the highest creators last season.
Right.
Behind Grealish, but just behind De Bruyne. He creates a lot of chances.
Right.
Apparently, he works hard. So, Arteta's sort of player. I don't know if he can make the step up to Arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, there's no. I did see that was one of the things I saw on Twitter. It was Twitter. Someone was saying, "Oh, what are we doing going around looking at bargain basement players in the Championship for?" It's like, hang on. Liverpool brought Andy Robertson from the Championship. Do you know what I mean? He's one of the best left backs in the country, if not Europe, at the moment. Do you know what I mean? So you can find these players out there, and
you've got to be smart.
It's what Arsene Wenger said about Rob Holding. I'm sorry, only cost $2.5 million. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to go out and spend all this big money. There are players out there, and again, I don't know enough about this Buendia or how you pronounce his name, but it can only add to the squad. So, so he's had a season in the Premier League with Norwich. He's doing it again with Norwich now. So he doesn't look like he's a flash in the pan. And why not take a chance on him? I'd rather go for someone like him for 15 million and go, all right, maybe it didn't work out, but rather than spending what we are on Ozil now and not getting the money out of him,
100%. I think it's worth a chance. He's only 24, apparently.
Big lot of noises
so,
coming past my vet. I hope that don't come out on the camera because there's a load of noises gone past, and they're doing the street sweeping.
I just heard a little something, but no, nothing really, man. I think it's worth a chance, man.
It is.
I think he's 24. He's got a ceiling. If it don't work in 2 years, we sell him. He's 26 then.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You're not gonna. You won't take a massive financial hit on him either if you're only spending 15 million on him. Do you know what I mean? You know,
15,
someone will get
nothing.
10, 15 million back for him, won't you? You will get that. You know?
100%. Like, because people, like you said, the whole thing about people complaining about bargain basement. What does that even mean? Because at the end of the day, you can find talent anywhere.
Yeah.
Just because they haven't been discovered by a big club doesn't mean.
Look at Riyad Mahrez. He went to Leicester for nothing. Do you know what I mean? Next to no money, and then Man City is spending 70 or whatever million on him. Do you know what I mean? You know.
This is it. This exactly. N'Golo Kante.
There you go. I mean? Look, yeah.
It happens. Man.
Yeah.
It's not you don't have to shop in Waitrose and Marks and Spencers to find the best food.
Even Cristiano Ronaldo, when he went to Man United, I know they paid a fair bit of money for him even then as a teenager. But
Sporting, isn't it? I think 18 million or something.
Even then, he obviously wasn't the player he became. But like, I don't remember United fans being like, "Oh wow, we signed this young lad called Cristiano Ronaldo." Do you know what I mean? It was like, all right, he's a young lad. Let's see what he's got. Sometimes you just have to take the punt, don't you?
Exactly, and this is sort of why I don't want us to go for Isco.
Yeah,
because I've heard we've been linked with an Isco. I do like Isco. I think he's a quality player, operator. But I'm scared we're just going to get burnt again.
Yeah.
By getting one of these big names in just because they're a big name.
Big name.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm tired of these big names. I want hard workers, players that are team players. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Look at how many times did Man City get when they first started off with all their money? How many times did they get burnt buying Robinho and
exactly,
or even Chelsea with Hernan Crespo and Mutu and all that sort of stuff. Just because you've got a big price tag,
Shevchenko and
it's not always going to work out. So look, you might be better off spending less money on someone else who wants it and is hungrier for it, and then goes on to prove that you should have got 50, 60 million. Look at De Bruyne when Chelsea let him go. Do you know what I mean? Who did he go to? He went back to Germany, De Bruyne, didn't he?
Yeah.
Before he went to Man City.
Back to Germany.
And they would have spent hardly any money on him getting him back to Germany because Chelsea decided they weren't good enough. And then Man City coming in and going, hang on, you've got a worldie there.
We'll have that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I just think
price tags don't really mean much at all, do they?
No, they don't, mate. And just because you play for Real Madrid at the moment, mate, why? Do you know what I mean? Why don't they want you around the squad right now?
Yeah.
Because they deem that you're not good enough, but you're good enough to come to us.
That's what I've always said. That's what I was saying about Pochettino, man, when he left Spurs. It's like he didn't leave Spurs; he got fired. So if he's not good enough for Spurs to take them any higher, why would we want him? We want people that are going to take us further.
Yeah. It's I'm tired of getting these massive names in. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we shouldn't get big names in because you do need a bit of stars. You need to make
a marquee signing every now and again, don't you?
Yeah. Around your squad and stuff. People that are hungry and have been there and know how it is. But for me, I don't think Isco's that player that we
it's
need.
Still got to be the right player. And like when we signed,
it's got to be the right player. Yeah.
When we signed Sanchez, it was a lot of money, but he was the right sort of player. He wanted to come and prove what he was. And then when he went to United, he weren't bothered. He didn't want to be that guy. He wasn't hungry. He was coming in as the big star man. He can win us the league. And like that. When he came to Arsenal, it's just like, we've signed someone from Barcelona. He's going to be a good player.
Yeah.
United were like, he's the missing part of the jigsaw or whatever. He didn't have to work hard for that reputation anymore. He just turned up there. And I think you're right. I think that's part of we don't want to be linked with those players anymore. We don't want to be the ones. I don't want to be the stepping stone club again anymore either. Where people go, I'm going to Arsenal, bump my price up a little bit and go to the club I really want to go to.
And go to where, exactly. And that's slyly why I'm like, we should get some really hard grafters, hard workers, and we boost them up. Do you know what I mean? Like, look how much do you think Saka's worth now?
I mean, he's got to be worth 35 minimum, isn't he? Because he's a young English lad, minimum 35, you know.
I'm thinking, 35, 40 million minimum.
Minimum, yeah.
Like, really, you want to do the bumped up price because he's English?
If he was going to another, if he was going to Man City, you're looking at 50 minimum, aren't you?
Yeah, 50, 60 million.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Give us the bumped up English price. I'll have some of that. Do you know what I mean? Because assists, he's going to guarantee you assists.
Yeah.
He can get goals. He can create, even when your team's playing whack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. He can be the difference maker.
Yeah.
Why not, bro?
Why not, man? Yeah, why not?
Oh, man.
There we go. Well, so it was nice to do a little pod when we were all happy for a change, didn't it? I haven't even got a bad opinion piece this week because it's just been too happy for 3 weeks. I'm not used to it.
This is it. No, we'll leave it in a good mood.
Long may that continue. When we got Newcastle in the Cup, it's Friday night.
Newcastle on the weekend, Saturday, I think.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Are you? What are you looking at there? Do you want us to go for another cup run, or do you want us to now focus on the Europa League and the league?
I think we've got enough. I think we've got enough for all three.
Yeah.
I hate to say I won't be bothered if we got knocked out of the FA Cup because I want us to retain that. That's our cup. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? We won it last year. We should win it again this year. We've got Newcastle. But don't put out your strongest team, I don't think.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'm more looking at the league now and trying to get ourselves back up into
I wouldn't sacrifice any cup unless you were guaranteed a victory in another one. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like you. It would if someone had to say to me, right, you are going to lose one of the next 3 games in one of the in each competition in one of the competitions, I'd say let's lose the FA Cup. I'd rather go for a Europa League run and get more points in the Premier League.
Yeah.
But I love the FA Cup. I always have anyway. Even know. So I do want, and I think Newcastle are going to probably put out a stronger side because they want to win something. It's been we keep saying it every year, but it's been so long since Newcastle won anything. But we should have enough in us to get past that game.
Through, man. Definitely, man.
It just keeps that momentum building as well, doesn't it?
Yeah. Good spirit around the camp.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Let the kids loose again.
Hopefully we see Partey on the weekend.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's ready because he's back in full training. Hopefully he can get 45 minutes, mate.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Wouldn't it be amazing if Ozil suddenly appears? We got imagine Ozil plays one last game against Newcastle and he goes, right, I'm done, see ya.
Wait. Listen,
stranger things have happened.
Come and do a thing, man. Come and get a few assists. Just top it off. Top off your Arsenal career, man.
Just so everyone remembers that you did have one good game left in you.
That's it, man. Oh,
all right, fella.
Yes, mate. We'll wrap up here, man.
Yeah, it's good chatting to you again. And yes, let's do this again. What's the date today? It is the 7th. So we do this 2 weeks' time. We'll reconvene. We should have had a couple of games in between then, shouldn't we?
Yes, definitely, mate. Definitely, we'll get
about the 21st because it's better to do it with a few games to talk about rather than just one at a time, isn't it? I think.
Yeah. We can proper break it down and stuff, man.
Yeah, get more of a read on it then, don't we?
That's it.
And it gives people more chance to come and chat to us.
That's it. Come chat to us. Yes, but people, that's us. The Going Great Guns podcast. JT Gooner, Gooner Ant, Gooner Gospel TV, Armchair Gooner. Give us an email, give us a comment, give us a like, a subscribe. We're here.
Join in. That's all we ask. Join in, have fun.
Yay.
All right, signing out. I'll see you later.
Sweet, man. Have a good day, man.
And you, man.